Hello everyone! I had such good luck with my last scrap bag that I bought off a fat quarter shop that I had to get some more. So let's see if I got lucky again. So I'm going to weigh my bags to see how heavy they are, and this one was just over 1 pound. So let's just get right into it and see what we got. This first piece, I'm not saying I hate it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I figured I have a project in mind where I can use this, so I will still use it. And unfortunately, this didn't have anything on the salvages, so I don't know the designer or anything like that. But let's go ahead and measure it and see how wide this piece is. All these pieces are width of fabric, and this one came in at 9 inches, or just about. But let's see what else we have in this bag. These bags are stuffed full, just so you know. I'm not the biggest fan of pink, but I kind of like this one. It's not very bright or anything, so it's a little bit more to my liking. And you can see a little bit more on the salvage, and if you're interested in it, then you can hunt this fabric down. This one was a little bit bigger. It came in at 12.5 inches. And that's a very nice size. If you ask me, I could definitely use this in some projects that I have planned. So the next up, we just have a smaller piece. This is one of the smallest ones that I got. I think it was actually the smallest ones. It's like not white, but like an off-white. It's not very big, but you can always use stuff like this for backgrounds or sashings and stuff in smaller projects. So this piece measured 6.5 inches, still a good size cut. I will leave a link in the description box below for all of these scrap bags if you are interested. This is definitely by far probably my favorite piece that I got. I love the shade of blue and I love the little dragonflies on there. I think they're just absolutely adorable. And this is a bigger piece too. I was very happy with this size. It's 16 inches, so I'm probably going to make myself something with this. Probably like a tote bag or something. Use it in there. Figure it out. And this piece, I am guessing, is from Lori Holtz. It definitely looks like hers. There's not much on the salvage, but I'm pretty sure that this is Lori Holtz fabric. And it's a decent sized cut. It came in at 12 inches, but unfortunately none of those blocks are whole. They've all been cut into. Otherwise I could use that somewhere. And this next one, I was like, are they little white pumpkins or are they poppies? And then I looked and it was just like, oh no, they're pin cushions. You can see little needles in there and pins, which is I think is pretty cute. And I'm planning on making myself some sewing like needle books and stuff. So I'll probably use this for that. There's a little bit on the salvage, but not a whole lot. And this is a bigger piece too. It was 16 inches. And I think that's another nice sized one. So I could definitely use it in needle books or maybe even project bags. So we'll see what I'll do. This one I love. I love the little arrows on there. I love the color. It's just, I don't know. I just really like this print. I think it looks really nice. This one did feel a little bit different than the cottons that I'm used to working with, but it does say that it's cotton, so that's what I'm going to go with. And this one measured 13 inches, another good size cut. I absolutely love this green. I think this is just beautiful. I've been needing more greens in my stash, and this is just perfect for it. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot on that salvage, so I can't really tell you the designer or anything. This is another bigger piece, at least bigger in my opinion. This one was 13 inches, and I can definitely use that. And next up, we have some Halloween. I actually have zero Halloween fabric in my stash, so I guess now I do. This one has little spider webs and little spiders everywhere. Not really much of anything on the salvages. It's not a very big piece, but I do already have a project in mind and I will be sharing that, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that. This one was 9 inches and the project that I'm going to be using it for is perfect, and this is the exact same one. It's just in white, but it was definitely a bigger piece than the other one. So again, like I said, I have a project in mind and I will be using both of these fabrics in that. And this was another nice size cut. It came in at 14 inches. All right, now bag number two came in at just over a pound again. It's a little bit less than the first one, but that's okay. Let's see what we have in this one. It is also jam-packed full. And the first piece is just a solid white. Like I said before, you can always use these in backgrounds and stuff like that. Nothing on the salvages here, but that's okay. And this is a pretty good sized piece, at least in my opinion. It came in at 13.5 inches, which is nice and big. And here we have another nice color blue. I like this color with the little circle, yes, ovals on there. It's really pretty. And it has like little beetles on the bottom of the salvages, by the salvages. So it's just on the bottom there. And I think this looks really cute, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use the beetles maybe in that one quilt that I have planned for sometime in the future. This isn't a very big piece, but it's definitely big enough where I can use it. And it came in at 10 inches, so good enough for me. And I thought this one was very cute. It's a smaller piece, unfortunately. I would have liked this one to be a little bit bigger. I think those little heart-shaped cherries are so cute. Not much on the salvages either, but you can probably get the gist of what it's supposed to be. And this one measured 7 inches, which is still a good size cut, but definitely would have preferred a bigger one because it's so pretty. And I really like this one too. It's a little bit busy, so I would probably use some solids or something to break it up if I was to use it. And I guess it would all depend on where I was using it. But it does have beautiful little flowers on there, and I think it's really pretty, and some words. Nothing on the selvage, unfortunately, so I'm not sure who the designer is or where this is from. But like I said, if you know any of these, let me know in the comments down below. This one measured in at 9 inches, so another good size cut. And here is a piece that I definitely love, black being my favorite color. I really like this one, and I was like, this would be make perfect pencil cases for my nieces or nephews, or even my daughter who's starting school this year. This one measured 16 inches, so I could probably get a couple of pencil cases out of that. Next up, we have a nice fabric for backgrounds. It's perfect. And when I opened this, I saw, or I was suspecting that it was a Lori Holt fabric, so I checked the selvage, and sure enough, it was. That's great because I am slowly building my stash for Lori Holt fabrics so that I can do her Farm Girl Vintage 2 quilt with scraps. This one came in at 17 inches, so I'm very happy with that size. And I'm usually not a big fan of like this color, but I don't know, this one just kind of, it looks good. And I'm sure I'm going to find somewhere to use it. It's not an overly big piece, but definitely big enough where I can use it on something. This one measures 8 inches, which is still good. And I really, really like this coral color. I absolutely love it. I think it's perfect and it's going to be great in projects for like background or accent fabrics. And this one was 15 inches, which I think is another good size cut. And then this one here, it's cut at an angle, so it was kind of a weird way to measure it. And I'm pretty sure this is Lori Holt because it says bonnet there, and I'm thinking that's from her Be My Bonnet collection. But as you can see, it's cut at an angle there. So I'm going to measure the top part there, which is like 5 or 6 inches, and then the bottom is a little bit wider. But I didn't want to write down the widest part because obviously I can't use all of that. But I still like that cut. And this I thought was just absolutely adorable. And I'm not sure where I'm going to use it, but I will find somewhere to use that because I think that's super cute. Maybe a little project for my daughter, my youngest one. She might like this. And this one was 8 inches, which is another good size piece if you ask me. But that is all the fabrics that I got. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. And I'm going to have to go. My daughter's crying. She wants out of her crib. So I paid $11.98 for one bag, so times that by two. And I ended up getting about 3.3 yards of fabric in my first bag and 3 yards in my second bag. So I think that's a pretty good deal. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and until next time.